Please give a warm welcome to the hosts of Alternate Ending.
Hello again, and welcome to part 4 of this very special alternate ending behind the scenes, which I have called a different thing every time I've done this little introduction. So let's see if that matched up with any of the others. And this time I am delighted to be here with Penny Johnson-Jerald and Adrianne Palicki, who are two more of the stars of the Orville New Horizons. I'm going to say it right this time. Penny and Adrianne, how are you doing today?
Fabulous.
Great.
Wonderful. All right, so I would like to start off with, for those of us in the audience who maybe haven't watched the show yet or need a little refresher, can you give me the kind of 280 characters or less description of whom it is you play on the show?
Oh, God.
Starting off with the easy one.
That is not easy.
Tall order.
Yes.
Go on, sister. You could go first.
Okay. Kelly Grayson, who is Ed Mercer's ex-wife, who cheated on him, ends up being his, first officer on the ship, and that makes for a lot of conflict and uncomfortableness. But through many years of the show, they evolve, and their relationship evolves. And I guess is that under 280 characters?
It was
We'll say it is.
81.
Okay. Damn it.
We'll say it counts. I'm not the Twitter algorithm.
Okay. I play Dr. Claire Finn. I am a single mother, and I say that first because I'm a mother first, but I am the doctor on the ship. And I chose to be on this mission because I've done this before, and I don't believe that Ed Mercer can really captain a ship. And so the evolution is learning that he actually can when he puts his mind to it. And the crew that he puts together is magnificent. So I'm not just a medical doctor, I'm a head doctor. And I become involved with many people on the ship, and I have relationships. And so when you come and visit us on the 3rd season, I have a strained past relationship, and trying to understand where that is with my 2 wonderful boys.
All right. I think that worked out pretty well. So one of the themes that has been coming up in my chats with the other members of the cast is just how much everybody loves these characters, how much the fans and the writers and the actors love these characters, and how that's one of the things that really sets the show apart is how complex and flawed and real feeling these characters are. And I think that's especially important for you all because like when we think sometimes of like the strong female character type, it's like we don't necessarily want to just see women characters who are there to kick ass and not do a whole lot else. We want to see women characters who are this complex and feel this real. So I guess, first of all, do you agree with everybody else's assessment that that's what sets the Orville kind of apart on TV these days and other days? And also, what has it been like experiencing the growth of your 2 characters over these 3 seasons? How have they kind of changed and evolved in ways that have surprised you?
Well, I absolutely agree with the rest of the cast. I think that the thing about this show is, yes, it's set in space, but we're still all people, and we're people first, and we have relationships like everyone else, and it makes for it to be a very, very fun and complex, and we can deal with issues that are going on today, bigger issues, which I think that Seth and the writers have tapped on really well. But as far as the evolution of my character, Kelly's kind of grown into this mother character, this maternal character for the entire crew. She's kind of the fixer. People go to her for help, and that's what she wants to do. She wants to help everyone.
I was watching the first episode of season 3 with my husband, and at one point just turned to him and went, "She's such a good commander."
Oh, thank you.
So that's where I am on her these days.
Thanks. I like her.
Excellent.
I like her too. I agree with everyone. I think Claire started out being very level-headed and willing to hear, but she had a lot to to tell, because being a doctor, she can see everything, and she can understand scientifically how things work. And she wants everyone to be healthy all the way around. But the evolution of Claire is that she is flawed. She's flawed in that she can do all these great things, these healing aspects of her for other people, but for herself as a woman, as a single mother, there's so much room for growth. And I think that has been the wonderful arc for Claire, becoming all the woman that she can be, not just this doctor. And I like the fact that these are real people, because ordinarily, if you get a script and it says the doctor, there's just a certain way that the doctor behaves. But in this, it's your mother or your sister, or somebody that who's real, who hurts sometimes, who's angry sometimes. And so I think Seth has done a great job in writing these characters. But I think that we live in these characters and we bring them to life. And so our jobs is to be true so that people can identify with us. And I think it's a collaborative thing where together it works.
Mm-hmm. And you also got to be part of what I thought was one of the most interesting romances I think I've ever seen in a television show. Why? Or anywhere else.
Why
for that matter.
Interesting. That's weird.
I know there was a robot involved, and then he turned into a person, sort of, and there was singing in the rain. And at the end of it, I was.
There was a green blob before that.
That's true. So 2 of the most interesting romances. And then at the end of the episode, I'm weeping into my coffee because it's so beautiful.
Well, I like that.
That was my favorite episode of the show so far. I guess we'll see if that changes during season 3. But so far, Happy Refrain gets the top spot. So both of you had done some speculative fiction type stuff before the Orville. Penny, I loved you on DS9.
Thank you.
But I guess were you science fiction fans before coming to the show? And regardless, what excites you about kind of working on this in like this kind of giant playground that you have as the Orville set at this point? What is exciting to you about being part of this strange new world?
I was not a science fiction fan prior to Deep Space Nine, like no way. But because I was doing Star Trek, then I became a fan. And so doing this was just spectacular. I didn't know what it was at first. In my mind, I thought, I hope it's not a comedy, because I don't want to do a comedy. I'd spent a lot of time doing a comedy. And I said, I hope it's a marriage. And that's exactly what it was, how it was told to me. So I do love it now. I love it more so now because Seth has made our future look like there's some hope in the future. And so I like the fact that I'm a part of something that's hopeful for people, especially nowadays. So I'm excited that I'm a part of this, and I would do it again and again and again. I could retire off of doing science fiction.
That's wonderful.
Yes, I've done a lot of science fiction and kind of fell into that world. I grew up a comic book fan. My brother's a comic book writer. We actually wrote one together, and that world has always been exciting to me. And then, to get to be a part of it is wonderful. But yeah, I mean, this show at first, even reading the pilot, the thing that sold me on this pilot was the blue goo. I literally spit out my water. I was reading it. I was like, oh my God, I have to do this. This is so funny. Because I was also like, this might be the hardest challenge of my life. If I can make people like her after this, then I'm doing a good job. But I was like, there's your future in it, right? Like, this is going to be like nothing else we've seen. And that's exactly what it's been.
Mm-hmm. And I guess the emotional roller coaster that we've already gone through on the show, it's been funny, it's been sad, it's been terrifying, and I'm so looking forward to more of it. And unfortunately, that is all the time that we have right now. But Penny and Adrian, thank you so much for talking to me today. The Orville is premiering on Hulu on June 2nd, and everybody should go and check it out. From what I have seen so far, it is not to be missed. Thank you all so much for talking to me today.
Thanks,
And thank you so much.